Glock 42, well, like the title says, is it everything it should be? What I mean by that is it Glock? Does it measure up to Glock, to the other Glocks like the Glock 19 and what Glock's known for? Well, so far, I did a video on this before, but the gun was not mine. I borrowed it from the gun shop because it was the newest Glock out, and I know everybody, you guys wanted to see what it looked like and everything. And when I first seen it, well, you know, it was cool looking. I liked the way it looked and all, but you know, I wasn't dying for it until I shot one. Then I shot a customer's, and I shot somebody else's that bought one. And I said, man, that's a really nice shooting 380. So I've had this one for, I don't know, over a week now, maybe 2 weeks. And this is how much ammo I put through it so far. About 400 rounds. And these are the brands that I've put through it so far. American Eagle, PMC, and Remington Hollow Points Golden Saber. And it has 0 failures. The slide locked back every single time on an empty round. No failures to feeds, no failures to ejects, no stovepipes, no breaking in, no nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, this particular Glock right here, this Glock 42 that I own, is 100%. It shoots just like a Glock. It's just like a Glock shrunk down. There's nothing, usually when I make a gun miniature, to change some stuff about it. But they really didn't change anything that I can see. Even the trigger, it's a classic, your classic, beautiful resetting Glock trigger that they give you. Some people say, well, a lot of people said this one, wow, they should have made it a 9mm because, you know, it's small, but it's big enough to be a 9. Well, you look at it this way. That's true. They're probably going to make it a 9mm, but it ain't going to shoot as nice as it is in a 380. The reason why it shoots so beautiful is because it is a touch bigger than your average micro 380. So it shoots very nice. This is one of those guns like you look forward to shooting, you can't wait to shoot it again. And that's why I already have probably, I'm estimating 400 rounds. I think I might have maybe 500 rounds to it already. I usually keep track of my ammo, but the owner before me, he wasn't sure how much ammo he put through it because he told me he put about 150 rounds through it with no failures. So what this is if this was a 9mm, it would definitely probably work, but it won't be as nice to shoot. It won't be as pleasant to shoot. But if you want this in a 9mm, I understand, because you want more velocity, you want a little bit more power. But in the same breath, usually the distances you're supposed to use your firearm in self-defense, like 10 to 5 yards and in. Does it really matter if it's a 9 or a 380? I don't know. You know, 5 yards away, a 380 or a 9mm, I think they're both going to do almost the same job at that distance. This will take care of business from 10 yards and in. Don't underestimate a 380. As you can see, I put the tail and grips on it. Let's clear it. I have the Golden Saber ammo in there. So, little tip for you guys: if you do get a Glock 42, if you can even find one, the hollow points that work in mine perfectly are these Golden Saber 380s. I put a whole box through, 25 rounds. You know, I'm not going to shoot hundreds of rounds of hollow points. They're expensive. The one box convinced me that it likes the hollow points. When I pick out hollow points for my gun, I try to pick out ones that mimic round ball ammunition as much as possible. Now you have these real advanced hollow points that are shaped like you know, they're wide mouths and they're shaped like a square. You know, most guns run them fine, but I'd rather just get a hollow point that's pretty much shaped almost like ball ammunition, because you know, most firearms love ball ammunition. It feeds nicer. So Golden Saber are perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And the Glock 42 loves the Golden Saber. So just a little tip. There's the Talon grips on the Glock 42. Just put them on. Just got them in the mail not that long ago. Came out really nice. There's the seam, you can barely notice it. If you take your time and you apply a good amount of heat and put them on and take your time, it'll look like you got them from the factory. So they came out really nice. Especially with a small gun like this. Even though it's a 380, it doesn't have a lot of recoil. It's still a small gun, so it's a challenge to grip it in a positive way and feel confidence. But what gives me confidence is the gun's little, but it still has that nice big trigger guard. So when I'm punching out or holding on to the gun, I still feel that trigger guard in front of my finger, where I like to wrap my finger around the front of it. So it feels almost like a full size or a compact size Glock. It really doesn't, and the grip's not much different. I still have plenty of room to rest my thumb along the slide or on the frame right there for support. And I rest this thumb just in front of the slide stop lever, kind of pointing it up, you know, instead of doing this. I pretty much leave my thumb up and then leave pressure against the frame like that, just so I don't hit that lever by accident and think it's not locking back on an empty mag, because that does happen. Amazing little gun. It shoots, it's easy to shoot accurate. They all shoot accurate. You gotta watch how you say that. The gun accurate. Don't say it's easy for me to shoot this accurate because of the way it's designed. And you got these beautiful full size sights on there. So you got a little 380, which is to some people considered a pocket gun. To me it is. It's a big pocket gun, but you can definitely throw it in your pocket. And it has full size Glock sights on it. So that sight picture is just like any other Glock you own, and you can shoot extremely accurate with it. Definitely stay in the red, no problem. Love it. There's your classic reset. Right there, right at the rear. Solid reset. After it resets, there's no play. It's solid, and then you get that nice hard glass break. Bang. Which keeps me from moving the muzzle. The trigger's a little stiff because, I don't know, that's just how it's designed. I guess that's a good thing for being a little carry gun. Probably not. If they come out with a ghost connector for this 42, I don't know if I would get one or not, because it is a little carry gun, and it should have a kind of a stiff trigger. You don't want a real light trigger on your primary carry gun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun shooting this. My advice to you is get the Talon grips right away, and you will definitely feel confident with this in your hand when you're at the range or anywhere else. I like the rubber grips because it is a carry gun. I'm not going to put the aggressive granulated grips on there. The rubber works just fine. Yeah, this is a good report for the Glock 42. So far, over 400 rounds with 0 failures. I mean, not one. And with rotating both magazines. They're real nice magazines. Another thing about the Glock 42, you know when you know. Wait a minute. I just had beef jerky. Oh. Okay. I ain't telling you what that "oh" meant. Could mean two things: lower or upper. What's cool about the Glock 42 is it's probably the only pistol that you can +1 and get the mag in easy at the same time. Usually, you know, you put your mag in, you chamber around, you take your mag out, put the round back in, and when you go to put your mag in, it's real hard to push it in. Not this one. When you chamber around and then put 6 in here, you slide it in, it clicks real just as easy if you didn't do it. So I mean, that's not a big deal, but it's kind of cool. It's the first time. It's the first gun that I've ever seen that happen with. Same thing. Everything else is real simple with it. It's just like a Glock. You pull the trigger, you pull the slide back just a touch, you pull down the notches, the levers, and boom, boom. Everything is it's Glock. It's friggin' great. Okay. Here's your double recoil spring. It's all the same. It's really amazing. Very amazing. I didn't take the back plate off yet to see if that works the same way, but I'm sure it does. Don't know. Don't know. One thing. Now you have a tiny, skinny little gun, but basically the same size recoil spring that you see in the big ones as far as fat goes. So you just got to make sure that's in there very straight, and you got to make sure it's not leaning this way or this way, because there's no room for error, because the gun has a skinnier slide. The bigger Glocks, if this is up a little or it's this way or that way, you could still get the slide on, and you ain't going to stop it. But this one, because it's so thin, just make sure it's, you know, just eye it up, make sure it's nice and center, it's in there nice and straight before you put the slide on, because you're going to feel resistance. You're going to think there's something wrong with your gun, and there's not. Put the slide on, okay, and just back together again, just like your classic simple Glock system. Glock 42, if you're a 380 person, I highly recommend it. Try to get one. Double action is going to be getting like 14 of them in within the next 2 weeks, but I'll tell you right now, I bet you a quarter of them are already spoken for. I know that for a fact. So I got lucky. I got this one off a real cool customer, and I got a good one. I did hear hit and miss. There was a customer that had one that the Glock, it won't, check this out, it wouldn't run round ball ammunition, but it only ran hollow points. Wow. So there's something up with that. This runs everything, as you can see. Hollow points, round ball, PMC, American Eagle. So far this thing's been flawless. Very, very, very happy with it. It's a great little gun. So is this Glock what it's supposed to be? Is it Glock? Yeah, it is. Mine is. That's the only thing I can say is mine is, because there are other people that have had little teeny stupid little issues with theirs, but most people that I know have them have the same feedback as I'm giving you. Zero failures, typical Glock reliability. So that's it. I wanted to show you this video with a new holster, but it didn't get here yet because the guy's really backed up. So when that holster gets here, I'll show you that holster. I'll just incorporate it in the next video, whatever I'm doing. Some guy asked me, hey Pete, you know, there's other YouTube channels with way less subscribers than you, and they get guns, like Beretta sends them guns, Glock sends them guns. How come you don't have that opportunity? How come they don't do that for you? Well, this is why. My channel has, like, I don't know what to explain people before I tell them about my channel. I tell them it has like more of a Howard Stern flavor, or that kind of flavor. And he's the only guy I can think of, because he's the guy that started. Look, stop putting an act on it. Just be yourself. And if people like your personality, they're going to watch it and respect you more because you're just being yourself. So that's the only guy I can think of. I mean, I'm nothing like him. I'm just saying it's that kind of toilet humor, edgy humor in a positive way, and it's funny. Now, a lot of people can't handle that. So I'm thinking the reason why that is probably because of that. Sometimes I'll make a dirty joke or say some toilet humor for an intro. I think it's funny. And if you think for 2 minutes I'm going to change the way I am so some gun company sends me a free gun, you got to be out of your fucking mind. See? I'm not. I can care less. They can keep their guns and go and send them to them other channels that they want to send them to. I'm myself. This is how I am. Some companies don't care. They see the numbers on the YouTube channel, and they'll say, I don't care what he does. Look at the numbers. Obviously, he has a big audience, a pretty big audience, not real big, but let's let him promote our stuff, and then I'll decide if I want to promote it or not, if it's good quality. That's how it works. But your answer, as far as I forget what they're called. Companies sending me guns like Hickok and Faded Destiny and all them guys. Good people, good people. I love Hickok's channel. He's one of in my top 5. They deserve it and everything, but I'm telling you why it doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen here because I say fuck. It doesn't happen here because I might fart on camera. It doesn't happen here because I showed you my dog's ass in a video. That's why. Alright guys, see you soon. If you can get a Glock 42, highly recommend it. A beautiful shooting .380.